Okay, let's take a look at the resource calculation worksheet based on our value stream map, but drilling down to a deeper level of detail. So we have 5 different products, org 1 through org 5, and we have volumes. We call this forecast daily volume for each of these products. And this is setting the capacity goal we want to have for our line design, which adds up to 274 units per day of this mix of products. Over here we have the 5 different process boxes that you saw on the value stream map, and below it the times for each of these 5 products. And you'll notice the times are not always the same. On the value stream map we had 1 time, average time, but here we have different times for each of these products. So it varies not wildly, but it does vary from product to product, the work content time. Now moving down the rows here, the total volume is 274. It could be different if we had optionality or rework or scrap. That volume going through that process could vary. In this case, we're keeping it simple. We have 840 minutes. That's 2 shifts available of work time available during a 24-hour period, and that gives us a time target or takt time of 3.07 minutes per unit. Now, jumping down a little bit to row 15, the standard time weighted or weighted average time would be these times weighted by these volumes, and we end up with 5.8 minutes per unit average weighted time for frame, and 9.12 minutes for final assembly, 2.87 and 5.73 for packing and shipping respectively. We can then calculate resources. So resources would be the standard time divided by the takt time. So 5.8 minutes divided by 3.07 is 1.89, 2.98, 0.93, and 1.87 resources. It's all labor, so that would be, strictly speaking, the number of people we need, and also down below workstations. How many physical locations do we need for people to do work? We'd have to round up in that case for workstations. So we need 1 cut station, 2 frame, 3 final, 1 packing, and 2 shipping. And what we want to do with this information then, and we're getting to this in just a minute in this presentation, is use those numbers to create a flow, a layout, a line design based on these calculated values. So we're not guessing, we're calculating the number of resources we need based on this data. And then, of course, we're going to have to test it, so we'll touch on that as well in this session. So that's it. Let me just comment, too, that these are all, in this example, all labor, but if we have multiple resources, like machine and labor, or different labor categories with different times, not a problem. You just have to calculate all of those individually. So you'd have to add columns to your worksheet. But that's basically how we go about it. Obviously, a lot of work went into creating this. A lot of data collection and data validation and meetings and establishing your target capacity, volumes, etc. A lot of work went into getting to this stage. So this typically happens a little bit later on. Okay, I'll leave you there and let's continue on our journey.